What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Welcome back to the final stop on my Journey to Incredibles 2 series. The final film that I'm going to be talking about is The Good Dinosaur, directed by Peter Sun and starring the two characters of Arlo and Spot. My last special guest talking about The Good Dinosaur with me is Larry from LC Screen Talk. Larry's going to give you his thoughts on The Good Dinosaur first, then I'll give you my thoughts right after that. So without further ado, Larry, take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is Larry from the channel LC Screen Talk. First of all, thank you so much, Ryan, for inviting me to participate in your Journey to Incredibles 2. I'm so excited to be here to review The Good Dinosaur with you today. I think that The Good Dinosaur is the most unfairly maligned film in the Pixar library. This is a beautiful little movie in my books. To start, I don't think Pixar actually has made a bad film. I know people will argue, not only with The Good Dinosaur, but with others, that they're just not good. But when you put these Pixar films up against all the other animation studios, you can't really tell me that a lot of these average movies that we give passes to are really better than the lower tier of Pixar. They're just not up to maybe Pixar's high standard, but they're really not as bad of films as I think the general public and film communities like to make them out to be. As pertains to The Good Dinosaur, this is one of Pixar's smaller tales, but really one of its sweetest. All of the elements of quality Pixar are here. First of all, the photorealistic animation in this film is some of the best Pixar has ever done. When you look at those trees, when you look at that water, when you look at all of the landscapes, the animals, there are lizards and other creatures that really blend in with our environment here that look photorealistic. If you showed me screenshots from The Good Dinosaur, I would have no idea that they were animated unless you told me they were still shots from The Good Dinosaur. That's how amazing that the environmental animation is in Pixar. I really think it's top tier animation level from the studio. Also, it has a whole lot of heart. That relationship with Arlo and Spot is really sweet and well developed. They do a wonderful job of showcasing the development of the relationship from the first moments and really showcasing the friendship that they develop. And really, they create a better boy and his dog movie with a dinosaur and the boy being the dog than a lot of the live action dog films that we receive. The scene with the Stick family is just beautifully done. And then when we get to that end and we find Spot's new little home, it's also just a tearjerker. It's so beautiful. Plus, the development of Arlo as a character is earned. All of these emotional moments are earned through that narrative. And I think Arlo develops greatly as a character. His relationship and his bond with his family and his learning of responsibility is all really well done. I even think these little side adventures are worthy. In particular, the one with our T-Rexes, where we get this nice little, Western adventure that really had a lot of great lessons to speak of how to become brave and what bravery actually is. And I think those were all beautifully done. Of course, there are problems here. One, I don't understand really why the animation on our characters is so cartoony when we have these photorealistic animation all around them. I don't quite get that, and I definitely do see that as a problem, but I find Arlo to be really cute and charming in his facial look. I don't love his body structure as much, and I also found Spot to be quite charming as well and really cute. I also think we do go on a couple too many tangents. We spend too much time with these storm-chasing birds, and of course that one weird, Triceratops type creatures is very strange. It made for kind of a cute little moment, but in the end you're like, oh, that was weird. Or we get moments where they eat berries and go on a acid trip. also completely unwarranted, out of character for the film, and highly unnecessary. But it's really the heart that sells this film. That is what makes it. And like I said, it's well earned. It's really well developed throughout the entirety of the runtime. And it got me. It really did. And while I would never go that extra mile of saying this is in the top tier of Pixar films, I certainly don't think it's a bad film. And I really do think it gets unfairly maligned and criticized when it is a beautiful story and a lovely animated film from Pixar. So thank you again, Ryan, for inviting me on to talk about The Good Dinosaur. Everyone, feel free to check out my channel. It is LC Screen Talk, in which I review pretty much all of the new releases, as well as create lists and rankings, some lip sync fun music video type videos, also other film related fun stuff. I am also on Instagram and Twitter, also under the name LC Screen Talk. So come say hi, follow, share. I love to interact with fellow movie lovers. So, I'll see you there. And now, back to you, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Larry, for coming on to my channel to talk about The Good Dinosaur with me. If you guys don't know who Larry from LC Screen Talk is, his channel link is in the description below. Please go check him out, guys. Seriously, he has a lot of great videos and movie reviews over on his channel. He's a great dude, great personality, and great friend on here, so thank you, Larry. This movie takes place in the time period of the dinosaurs, and the way they do it is different. What if dinosaurs were never extinct? What if the asteroid never blew them up and killed them all? So this movie takes place with a dinosaur named Arlo, who was born in this farming country with his mother, father, his brother, and sister, until one day something happens in the movie. His father dies, and so Arlo is split from his family, and then he meets this little boy named Spot, who's kind of like a dog. He has to learn how to work with Spot, and he has to try to find his way back home, and along his journey he meets some new friends, and he has to learn how to control his fear. This movie went through a lot of problems in production. It was originally going to come out in 2014, but they bumped it back to 2015. I saw this movie once before rewatching it for this review, and I completely forgot everything about this movie, because there's really nothing about it that feels like a Pixar movie. Rewatching this movie again, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's definitely better than something like Cars 2. But honestly, this is one of the worst Pixar movies. It's one of the weaker ones. It just tells a very cliche, bland story that you've seen a million times before, but it does have some good elements to it. Arlo's that cliche character that's afraid of everything. He's afraid of himself. He's afraid to take risks, and then he finds a character that teaches him to be better than what he used to be. But the best part of the movie is just the relationship that they've built together. They feel like brother and brother, that type of relationship. And then once the movie ends, saying goodbye to one another, you kind of feel it. And it's that type of storytelling that I appreciated from Peter Sohn. Now, can I just talk about the fucking beautiful animation in this movie? And it's kind of a cliche to say it, but this animation is fantastic. It's photorealistic. You feel like you're in a forest. You feel like you're seeing real mountaintops. That's what Pixar does extremely well, and to be honest, I think this is one of the best animated looking films in the Pixar franchise. It is gorgeous. The score's also really good. There's some really emotional, heart-tugging songs in here. It's a really good score. I think it's really underrated. I think more people should appreciate it. And to be honest, that's really all I appreciated about The Good Dinosaur. So now let's talk about the negatives. I think the biggest flaw is the story. It's very boring, predictable, and it goes nowhere. It's a story you've seen a million times before, just like Arlo and his father. His father dies. There's a lot of scenes that feel like other movies, and the story just isn't really resonant. You don't really care about what happens to the characters. You get introduced to 3 T-Rexes who just feel very bland and unnecessary. One of them is voiced by Sam Elliott, who's this cowboy, deep voice guy. He was the most interest in one, I guess, but really they were annoying. The movie is so goddamn predictable. You know what's going to happen in many scenes, like Arlo's father dying. You know he's going to make it back home. They're going to get along, Arlo and Spot, at some point in the movie, and you know that Arlo is going to earn his spot to put up with his other family members. It's kind of nitpicky, but honestly, I wish this film would have taken more risks. There are a lot of similarities to The Lion King, The Land Before Time, these classic animated films. With the storyline, it feels very similar and something we have seen before, and it kind of bugged me. I think this is Pixar just playing it safe and making a basic story you've seen before and not really showing us anything new. I think that's what makes The Good Dinosaur just very bland. It's just an okay, not terrible Pixar movie. I really enjoyed Arlo and Spot. They really saved the movie for me, and the film just looks gorgeous. On my rating scale, I'm going to give The Good Dinosaur 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's not quite there from being solid, just in the lower ground. Alright guys, that was my thoughts on The Good Dinosaur. The most important question is, what are your thoughts on The Good Dinosaur? Did you love it, think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Thank you once again, Larry from LC Screen Talk, for talking about The Good Dinosaur with me. Now guys, that may be the end to the journey to Incredibles 2, but you may be asking me, why haven't I reviewed Cars 3, Coco, or Finding Dory? The answer to that question is, I've already reviewed those movies by myself way back on my channel back in the day. So if you want to hear my thoughts on those 3 other Pixar movies, they will all be in the description box down below. So go check them out. Now that's not it for the Pixar videos. I have a lot more coming out. I will be reviewing Incredibles 2. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Right after Incredibles 2, you will be getting an updated Pixar ranking, all 20 movies, as well as a top 10 favorite Pixar characters with Rachel Wagner. Also, you'll be getting a top 5 favorite Pixar villains with Scott Sullivan, as well as my top 10 favorite Pixar moments with Jay Vaders. So look forward to all of those videos coming your guys' way. Thank you guys as always for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.